Welcome to the Live Fit podcast with your host, Glenn Johnson. Today you will learn techniques for permanent weight loss and improved overall health.
Yes, it is time for the Live Fit podcast once again. I am your host, Glenn Johnson, and this is episode 27. Today, I'm going to tell you all about the fountain of youth and how you can tap into it. I'd also like to thank all of my listeners. I really appreciate you subscribing to this show. Seriously, I'm talking to you right now. I do appreciate your subscriptions. I appreciate everybody who has given me reviews and ratings on iTunes and Stitcher. It really helps keep the show up higher so more people can find it and more people can learn to live fit. Before I get on with the show, I just want to say something to you. I have a weight loss program that is perfect for you. It's perfect. How do I know that? Because you're listening to a podcast. You're probably doing something else while you're listening, aren't you? Maybe you're driving, walking, biking, riding a bus, working out. That's what I do. I also know that you don't have a lot of time for research and figuring out what kind of foods to eat and when to eat and how to eat. You probably don't have enough time to put together a meal and figure out how you're going to make this stuff and the most economical way to do it. That's why I put together Live Fit Lean. This program will do the thinking for you. This 28-day program will tell you exactly what to eat all day for every day of the program. It also comes with recipes for all those foods, plus snacks. And best of all, it comes with a shopping list of the foods you'll need for the entire menu. But wait, there's more. Weight loss, as you know, is not created simply by eating a certain way or eating less. There has to be a physical component to it as well. But since I know you're busy, maybe you travel, maybe you don't belong to a gym, can't make it to a gym, whatever the reason is, this program has something for you. Because it comes with a complete 28-day body weight exercise program. You don't need a gym. You don't need expensive equipment. I use some equipment in there, but it's pretty inexpensive and you can get by without it if you don't have it and don't want to get it. All you need is you, a few minutes, and gravity. Seriously, 5 minutes every day plus 30 or so minutes every other day. Easy. You got this. Check out livefitlean.com. livefitlean.com for more information on this really awesome program. And you know what? If you use the coupon code podcast, you're going to save 20%. All right, let's now get on with the show. I'm going to tell you how you can have your very own fountain of youth. Women, I love you. Now please get off that dang elliptical because the fountain of youth is just a dumbbell away. Now seriously, women, muscles are your friends. Use them and they will repay you. They will repay you with a shapely physique. They will slow down aging, increase metabolism, which will increase your fat burning. They will give you toned-looking muscles and make you feel stronger and more confident and increase your bone density, which makes them stronger and improve your immune system and your heart. But don't be afraid to sweat. Sweating is good for you. So is exertion. You have to lift or push or pull against a resistance. Now, I know cardio is the classic weight loss technique. The elliptical is a great way to kill an hour watching The View. It's a great way to get on and kind of zone out and watch TV and move your body. You sweat a little bit, maintain a steady pace at a moderate intensity for an hour. But the trouble is, you're probably not burning as many calories as you think you are, and almost certainly you're not burning as much fat as you want to be. You're marching in place and going nowhere, literally. This type of exercise is not making your muscles any stronger. It's burning some energy because that's where the heat comes from. You're moving your body, you're burning carbohydrates, you're producing heat as a byproduct of this burning. Just think of the engine of your car as it's running and burning gas, it's making heat. It's also making the car go. And that's what's happening when you're on the elliptical or the treadmill or the stair mill. you are making some heat. But if you're not working against much resistance, if you're not pushing yourself faster or harder than what's comfortable, you're not going to be improving any of this, and you're not going to be burning nearly as much fat as you think you are. The trouble is, when you are marching in place, going nowhere, you are losing weight. This weight comes from sweat, right? You're sweating, so that's water and minerals. And you're burning some fuel, carbohydrates, some fat stores a little bit. You're also going to be losing some muscle tissue of the non-working muscles. If you're out there doing an elliptical or some sort of sustained steady rate for more than 40 minutes or so, coming up to an hour, that's when you're going to start catabolizing your muscle and your bone tissue. Doing this repetitive activity causes the body to become efficient. This might seem like a good thing, but it's not when we're talking about wanting to raise our metabolism and wanting to burn off fat. When our body is efficient, it means it's not burning fat. It's saving those stores for a later time. It's using less energy and less muscles. When we do something repeatedly over and over and over, we become better at it, right? And we also become more efficient at it, which means it takes less energy. Now, the thing about muscles, I, as a personal trainer, want you to grow larger muscles. Now, this does not mean they have to be big show muscle. It just means larger than they are. Why? Because muscles take energy to stay alive, just to stay on your body, to attach to your skeletal system. They need energy. Even when they're sleeping, when you're sitting at a desk, they require energy. When you do cardio, and when you do excessive amounts of cardio every day for an hour, let's say, you're losing muscle mass, which is slowing down your metabolism. Yes, you're using energy at the time, but you're not using any energy afterwards, and you're using less than you were before the workout. Now, we're going to talk about building muscle and how that benefits your metabolism, but first know that just having muscle uses energy. Having more muscle uses more energy. Muscles need stimulation. They want to know that you care about them. They need that stress to feel loved, and they're going to stick around if they know they're needed. You've heard the term use it or lose it. This is a perfect phrase to correspond with how your muscles feel. If you don't use your muscles, they're going to go away. You're going to lose them. If you do use them, they will stand to meet the challenge. It may take a little while, but they will meet the need. If you tell them they need to lift 40 pounds, they will do what they need to do to lift 40 pounds. And that means get stronger. Now, ladies, I implore you, ditch the cardio routines. Push, pull, press, and squat your way to a sexy body. You will become stronger and leaner and more capable and more confident if you do. You will also gain the ability to overindulge on the weekend if it happens. This extra muscle mass will give you a buffer, kind of a extra space where you normally want to eat well, eat smart, exercise properly, but let's say you have a birthday party to go to or a weekend vacation. You can eat a little bit more than you're used to, and your muscles are going to gobble all that up, and they're going to burn off any excess because you're used to being leaner. This all contributes to having a lean, fit, firm body. Now, one of the arguments, in fact, the number one argument I hear from almost every single woman I've ever talked to under the age of 50 who I am speaking with about weight training or resistance training is they tell me that they do not want to look like a guy. I honestly have no idea how many times I've heard this, have actually said, I don't want to look like a guy, because I catch them lifting a 2-pound dumbbell and tell them pretty much what I'm telling you, that it's ineffective. It's not going to do anything for them. They might as well stare at the dumbbell for all the good it's doing them. They need to lift a weight that is a little bit challenging, one that you cannot lift 20 times or even 15 times. It needs to be heavy. Yes, that's going to build your muscles, but You want to know why guys have muscles that look like guys' muscles? Because they have a lot of testosterone. They also, most of them, work really, really, really hard. And I know the second argument is that there are some women that have arms like men, right? Yes, that's true. But they work really, really hard for those arms. They do not come in and do a half-hour workout 3 times a week and then wake up Saturday morning with man arms. No, they don't. They put a lot of time and effort into it. They're probably at the gym twice a day, 2 hours per session, and they are eating very pointedly to build muscle, eating a lot of protein, very few carbs, and spending the majority of their focus and attention on building muscles. Now, this is probably not for you, and if it was for you, you'd be following a different podcast, because I'm talking about fat loss, muscle gain, fitness improvement, overall wellness improvement, and that's what I'm teaching here, and that's what I want you to take home from this. You will almost certainly not look like a guy accidentally. In fact, I can guarantee you will not accidentally look like a guy doing fitness training. I don't mean to imply that you should never do a long cardio session, but I think once a week is plenty. It's all you really need to do. Unless you're training for a marathon, then go ahead and train more purposefully for that marathon. But once again, I'm talking about fitness, fat loss, and overall health. The bottom line here is, if you want a lean, healthy, sexy body, you need to do several different forms of exercise on a regular basis. I recommend spending your time in all of the following types of exercises every single week: aerobic, anaerobic, high intensity, and some other slower stretch type relaxing form like yoga, Pilates, or stretching. Now, aerobic would be your cardio. Go ahead and do that for an hour once a week. Your anaerobic would be some weight training, resistance training. Do that 2-3 times a week. High intensity intervals, that would be some other type of aerobic type of exercise like running or cycling, but in a different manner, not a steady rate. I have another podcast specifically for that one, number 26, in fact. And then yoga, Pilates, and or stretching. Mix it up, do all 3 of them. You can do that every single day, especially the stretching, but at least once a week. If you spend at least one session doing each one of these throughout the week, you will look and feel magnificent. It will slow the aging process, keep you looking and feeling younger for a longer period of time, and allowing you to be more mobile and flexible and vital and have more energy into your golden years. Now, if you're young, that may seem like a really long time from now, but believe me, it will happen. And the best thing you can do to feel good when you're elderly is to work on your body now and have a good, solid routine that lasts from now until then. And then you will have your very own fountain of youth. Well, that's it for the show. Thanks for listening. Please keep those reviews coming in iTunes and Stitcher Radio. You can subscribe, read the show notes, articles, and all about my weight loss programs at livefitlean.com. Once again, thanks for listening, and always remember to live fit.